What is up, everybody? Welcome to our Week 13 pre-show, our pre-Turkey Day show. As always, name's Drew. With me is Mr. Newman. What's up, man?
What's going on? Yeah, we're early this week with the holiday being tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Probably throwing quite a few people off, but sorry about that, guys. But I know you and I are both going to be doing some family stuff, and then you're headed out to the football game, huh?
Yeah, I'm headed to Pittsburgh. I'll be leaving Saturday morning and for the Browns Steelers game. And it's funny, when I got those tickets 3 months ago, I had no idea sort of the ramifications
Yeah.
that this game really is going to have. And it's the rematch of the famous Thursday night brawl and helmet swing. I don't anticipate any of those kind of fireworks, but
No.
I'll venture a guess it's going to be chippy nonetheless. And
Yeah.
a lot of we talked about this on the show, Sunday night. And I'll stand by it today here on Wednesday. I think the winner of this game, whoever it might be, is going to have the inside track on that
Yeah.
last wild card spot. And
Yep.
frankly, as a Steeler fan, from a personal aspect, if the Steelers lose this game, and
Yeah.
they're not the favorite based on the
No.
line. If the
No.
Steelers lose this game, I think I don't see any really way they get in, especially with Cleveland would have beaten them twice and
Yeah.
have that tiebreaker. And Cleveland's got some soft games coming up, and so
They do. But
yeah.
I think you guys are coming in, honestly. I know you're without you're without Mason Rudolph, but is that
That's
really a
a
bad
good
thing?
thing.
I was about to say that's not really a bad thing. So, I mean, I think you guys are going to come into this game ridiculously angry. I mean, let's be honest, you were ridiculously embarrassed the last time you guys played. That's not traditionally how this happens. Tomlin's got a great record against Cleveland. I mean, everyone does historically. But I don't know. I see you guys coming in and taking this game. I was close to touching it, but I don't know. I decided to stay away from it for a couple other reasons. There's a couple of games I like a little bit more. But let's dive right into our picks this week. And as always, I'll let you kick it off. So what's your first pick for the week?
All right, I went with another double-digit spread. I've been actually pretty good on these, even though they scare me when I make the picks. I'm going with the Chiefs and a healthier Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's not 100%, but each week I think he's probably closer to that. And the Raiders, for some reason, not playing real well all of a sudden, and so I don't know if they're running out of gas or what the case may be. This game's in Kansas City, and we just saw the Raiders get undressed by a Jets team by 30-something points, and so I'm taking it. It scares me a little bit to point again.
You've been good so far with them.
Yeah,
you've been great with them so far.
I went with this because the Chiefs were at home. If this was not a Chiefs home game, I probably would have not touched it. But I'm gonna give the home team the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah, I like the pick. I struggle with this high spread. I would actually probably take the Raiders to cover it just because I have faith in what Oakland's doing. But like you said, Mahomes is getting healthy. The Chiefs haven't had one of those real, big statement blowout Chief normal games in quite some time. Yeah. And this is really when Andy Reid starts to, show you his worth, is right around this time and heading into the postseason. And so, I could easily see it happen, but I don't know. The other side of me really wants, I guess it's because I really want this Oakland experiment to work. But I think Oakland may cover, but yeah, you've been good on these double-digit spreads so far. So, and you're beating me overall, as people will see later. So, they should be listening to you, not me.
Yeah,
Paul, I don't know. Chiefs by 17. I don't know about that, Paul. I don't know if the Chiefs do win. Paul says in the watch party in Longest Yard, he says Chiefs by 17. So, Paul's with you, but I don't know. Yeah. It could easily happen. I just think that if Oakland can get Jacobs going and Oakland can get that running game going, I think they're going to keep Mahomes off the field quite a bit. I mean, that's the best defense for Kansas City anyway. I think Jacobs is going to have a pretty big day. He's actually one of my fantasy starters that I would recommend in DFS. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Chiefs at 10. That's a ballsy one, which most of mine are pretty crazy this week. So I like it, man.
Yeah. So the next game, we'll call it the Battle of Florida, I guess. We throw the Dolphins out. Tampa Bay, Jacksonville. Really a pick'em game. Tampa Bay is the underdog by a point. Jacksonville's favored. I just don't, you can say what you want about Winston. We both pretty much have kind of dissed him and said he's probably not long for a starter. But he does air the ball out. He gets, it's one of those things. He gets 300 yards passing.
Oh, always.
A couple touchdowns.
Always.
And then the picks that doom him.
Yeah, but he's still, even with his interceptions, he's really a great fantasy quarterback still most weeks. I don't know if he really will be this week, but most weeks he's a very good fantasy quarterback, even with his ridiculous amount of turnovers.
Yeah. Well, here's what I saw when I looked at this game. For whatever, you could say what you want. I know Jacksonville's typically known for their defense, but I don't know if it's since the Ramsey trade or even a little bit before that, they're not the same unit at this point anymore. Nope. So I see Tampa Bay putting up some points, and definitely in the 20s. They got a shot maybe to crack the 30-point mark. And I just don't see Jacksonville, if this is a shootout, and I think it might tend to go that way, Tampa Bay way, I don't see Jacksonville matching score for score. So I if I was an odds maker in Vegas, I would have probably made the Bucs like a 5 or 7 point favorite. Yeah. So seeing this, them being not the favorite, getting a point, maybe I'm being tricked into it and I'm wrong, but I'm gonna take the Bucs and that Chris Goodwin, Mike Evans air attack.
That's what you have to take right there. I mean, I know Jacksonville's known for their defense. Getting rid of Ramsey has completely changed that team. It has absolutely changed their defense a lot. I mean, there was a lot of holes that were showing up before that, but the Ramsey trade was pretty much them saying, look, we're aware of the holes and we're just going to start over and build with the couple of corner pieces that we do have. I think that Godwin is one of my favorite receivers in this league, and I hate saying that because he's a Buck, but I love that kid. I think he has a field day this week, and I do think it turns into a shootout by Bucks and Jags standards at least. But I do see the Bucks winning this game. I was blown away that they were actually an underdog in this game.
Yeah, I looked at it a couple of times and was just thinking, what am I missing here?
Yeah. I mean, and maybe we'll come on the show Sunday and I'll tell you exactly what we were missing because we'll see it. But I don't know, and I don't see anything. Everything I look at shows me that the Bucs should win this game easily.
Yeah, that's how I see it. So if I get a free point, I'm going to take it. So, yeah. So New England, my next game I picked was New England. I'm not a fan of the team, but they beat. Just when you think they're dead, they beat good teams. They beat Dallas. You can say what you want. I think Dallas has coaching issues.
Yeah.
When some people will say, well, you know what? Houston's got similar coaching issues. Yeah. And Houston I just don't think they match up well. And we all know the Belichick trick. He's going to take away and eliminate your best guy and make someone else beat you. Well, Houston's best guy is Deshaun Watson. And after that, there's a drop-off. So if they can
a significant drop-off.
Yeah. So if they can negate Deshaun Watson's impact on this game, like I think may happen, I just don't see Houston winning this game. And so I'm going to take the Patriots. I don't like the team, but I like them in this matchup.
Interesting. I like the pick. I don't know. I was gonna take this game as one of my games and actually go the opposite way because I'm 100% not a believer in the Patriots at all right now. I actually think Tom Brady. I know people can crucify me all they want, but the stats show it. He had his first couple of weeks. He was great. The last 6 or 8 or so, he's been a mid to bottom tier quarterback. They're winning in spite of him. It is not because of Tom Brady. And if there's a game and if there's a team that can make it to where Tom Brady has to win you football games, I don't think he can do it anymore. He might have that little postseason magic in him when it gets to those levels and you've got some rookie nerves. We'll see if they make it that far. But this is one of those games I could see them losing just because if Houston can jump out early, if they can get a couple of things that go their way, I don't see Tom Brady being able to mount any major comebacks if a team is playing on top of their game this year. But the Patriots only getting 3. I mean, it's I would take it just because of that. It's only 3, and it's the Patriots till they prove me otherwise. But I don't know. A lot of questions about this game.
Yeah, you're right on the money with Brady. He's having probably his worst year as a pro, and he's looked like a mortal, which is very un-Brady like. So yeah, I mean that gives you pause, that for sure. But you can take the other side of that coin too and say he's kind of due to have a decent game.
A Brady game, yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll do that probably because I just shit on him for 2 minutes. But I mean, so it's probably what's gonna happen. But I mean, I'm gonna say, I mean, that's what it is. I'm shocked that I'm saying it, but I mean, he has been that bad. And I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to me when you see the Patriot defense have a couple balls not go their way or let up a couple of fluke touchdowns and suddenly they're down 14. I want to see them in that situation because I don't think they have the firepower to come back unless a team pulls the Falcons and melts down.
Yeah, and that's how the Patriots right now are winning is their defense, and it's one of the better ones in the league. And I think they're going to give Houston some fits. It might be a close game. Either way, I think whoever wins, it could be one of those 20-17 type, just grind them out type games. No one really ever pulls away. It's just a turnover at the end, just kind of determines who wins this ball game.
All right, so now your lock of the week, man. Who you got for your lock of the week?
They'll probably do me in because they're starting to play really well, as crazy as that sounds.
I know.
And so you got a team that's really won 3 or 4 games in a row, starting to find its stride, a quarterback that's starting to play a lot better against a team that hasn't won a game. It all looks crystal clear, like this is a no-brainer, and that's why I picked it. It is my lock. The Jets by 3.5 over the Bengals. Andy Dalton is back.
Sorry, Andy. Sorry, bud. You got to sit behind that shit offensive line. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and that's why I picked it. I'm not saying Andy Dalton.
He ain't the problem.
No, yeah, he isn't the problem, but he isn't the answer either.
No.
And when you sit the bench for a stretch of time, and then it's like, okay, you're ready to go back. That's probably a little more difficult than we realize, even though he probably wants to play.
Yeah.
Yep. And so he's going to go in against the Jets team that right now is firing on all cylinders. You got Sam Darnold starting to exercise some demons and playing better. And so when I looked at this game, I just said, man, how do you not really take it? It's just to me, it's that's why it's my lock. I just said I'd be shocked.
I completely agree with you. I'll jump right into it. That's one of my first picks is the Jets at 3.5. I love the spread. I like the spread. I absolutely hate the Bengals offensive line. I feel terrible for Andy Dalton because I know he's sitting back there just praying for Ryan Finley to have one good game. So he don't want to get back behind that offensive line. Nobody does. And I don't know. I see the Jets should win this game by at least 2 scores. Yeah. I see no reason why they don't. So I'll completely agree with you on that one. And I'll go on and go to my second pick, I guess, since we both had one of the same. Yeah. And I've actually got the Ravens at -6. I know they're playing San Francisco. I know San Francisco is supposed to be so great, but we kind of talked about it on Sunday, and I told you a ton of reasons why I don't like San Francisco. I think they're one of those paper house teams to me, and I could see it all falling down quick. And I think this is one of those games. I think the Ravens are on such a roll right now that I think they're going to steamroll through San Francisco, actually. I think they win by 14 or more. I do think they slow down towards the end of the year, but I don't think they slow down on this game. And I actually think San Francisco, as the season comes to a close, starts to take a pretty significant, actually, step back.
It's funny you picked this game. This game should have been flexed, honestly, to me. Yeah. I don't know how you feel about it, to the Sunday night game. Yeah. A lot of people, I don't know if it will be, but a lot of people are calling this sort of a Super Bowl matchup that could be potentially in the real Super Bowl before the Super Bowl. I like the 49ers better than you, and I didn't pick this game, but I was really thinking about taking the 49ers. I didn't at the end of the day, but now listen, the Ravens look like world beaters right now. I think I wouldn't be totally shocked they win this game, and they probably will win this game. But I see this too as one of them low scoring type of 14-10, even 17.
Now,
14.
see, I think that too, and that's actually why I took this. Because the last couple of weeks I've thought that about the Ravens games, and they've absolutely just went off the fucking deep end. And so I don't know. I'm going against what I normally think because they've burned me every single time, and I've got to start getting back into this. So
yeah.
So we're going with Baltimore. On to my next one. It's kind of it's a risky pick, but I got to get back into this game. And I don't think it's that risky, but by the line, people, I guess, say it is. I got the Vikings at +3 on Monday night. 2 words, Dalvin and Cook. The blueprint to beat Seattle was just shown. Run the ball down their throat. And Dalvin Cook, incredible running back. I love him having a hell of a season. I think he's going to absolutely have a field day. If you've got him in DFS or you can afford him at all, start him. I love this matchup on Monday night. Minnesota has, I don't know. I like Seattle, their position star players a little bit more, but I like Minnesota's roster from top to bottom. I think it's incredibly undervalued. And I don't know. I think we're going to start to see as the season comes to the close, these teams like San Francisco take a step back while these teams like Minnesota take a big step forward. So if you give me 3 points on Monday night, I like Minnesota. So Vikings at +3.
Yeah, I like this pick for you, even though I didn't pick this game. Seattle, I think Russell Wilson's a great player, obviously. I think team-wise, I don't think they're as good as maybe their record indicates. No. And if it becomes a grind them out game, I'll take, like you said, Dalvin Cook over Chris Carson. I think that's where the rub is. And
like that Seattle defense, it's a good defense, but it's not a good run defense. And that's where I mean, they just showed it last week. If you have a running game against them, you can absolutely beat Seattle. It's not difficult. And that's really what it takes. And they hadn't played a bunch of teams that at least had a running game that was fully established until last week. And then I think the blueprint's out on them now. I think, like you just said, I think they're a little worse than their record shows so far. So that's why I've got the Vikings at +3.
Yeah, I like the pick. Vikings, like you said, will probably just outright win the game, and you're getting 3 points.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And now on to my lock of the week, which is another game that I looked at the spread. There's some spread this week that Vegas either has to know a shitload that I don't, which is probably the case, or I don't know, because I look at this spread and it blows my mind. And that's the Bills at +6.5. I mean, look, I don't want to give Buffalo credit either because it's Buffalo. I mean, I don't want to give them the credit because I just don't like them. They have a bunch of ex-Panthers, and I don't like some of the people in their management organization that came from Carolina. So I'm not a huge Bills fan, but I love Josh Allen. He's playing great. I do not like Dallas in this situation. I think it's Thanksgiving. I don't like where Dallas is headed. I think Buffalo is one of those good teams without a statement win yet. And without one of those really big games that kind of puts him on the map and puts Allen on the map. And Allen has played absolutely incredible the last 6-8 weeks. And I don't know. You give me 6.5 points on a game that I think no matter what is going to be incredibly close, but a game that Buffalo's defense could easily shut Dallas down 100% and keep this a 13-10 game. If you give it to me like that, I got it either way. I'll take it. So Bills at 6.5.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. And I'll be honest. When I was making my picks, what I do, the way I come about my final picks is I write all the games that I kind of like. And there may be 6 or 7, and then I narrowed it down to the final 4. Well, I'm being honest when I tell you this was my game number 5. It almost got in. And I like the Bills too. And what a lot of people are calling this is the Jason Garrett game. You know, the rumor is if Dallas is to lose this game, that Jerry may actually fire him during the year.
Now, how many? Okay, I love when I hear these narratives because it always makes me think. Now you're going to see how much of the locker room likes Jason Garrett because the players hear this stuff too. If they go out, I'll tell you right now, if they go out and lay a goose egg on Thanksgiving and play like total shit, it's not going to be about Buffalo's scheme as much as it's going to be about Jason Garrett's, the locker room's feelings on Jason Garrett. Because players 100% know. If they know that they can get Jason Garrett fired by playing like crap and he doesn't have the locker room behind him, they're going to play like crap and he's going to be gone. If they love him, if they want him to stay, they could rally around it and maybe they'll win. That's what Jerry's planning on because good Lord, he treats his coaches like better than his children. So, you have to be pretty awful to go, but I don't think I almost want him to lose because I want to see what Dak, Zeke, and Cooper can do with the real coach. I'd love to.
I agree with everything you just said, but I'm just gonna put a little different twist on it. I don't think the locker room loves Jason Garrett. I mean, we all saw that clip that became a GIF where they weren't high-fiving him as they came to the side. So I don't think there's any doubt he's not well loved in that locker room, and he's probably been there too long. But here's where I'll go off. I'll get off at a different exit. I agree with everything you said, 99.9%. But they're not only fighting for a playoff spot, Drew. They still can win this division.
They can win the division, yeah.
Yeah, Washington and the Giants are dead. So this is Dallas and Philly's division to win or lose. And I think because of that, this is probably why I stayed away from this game. I think the Bills can win it. And if I had to make a pick, I'd take the Bills. But I might see the Dallas winning this game by 3 or 4 points just because they know if they want a shot at the postseason. they have to win. They have to keep up with Philly, who's not playing well themselves.
No.
And Dallas knows that. You can say what you want. There's in some of these contracts, there's incentives where if you win the division and so there's money, but players want that extra money, that postseason money. And I think even Dallas players probably know, unless they get to the NFC Championship game or Super Bowl, Garrett's probably out anyway.
Yeah.
So, they want to still make the playoffs, win the NFC East. So I could see
the NFC East is interesting to me because there's a lot riding on whoever wins the NFC East, especially now that it looks like there's not going to be a wild card come out of the NFC East. It looks like it's going to be that division winner, and that's it, unless a lot changes. And I mean, you look at if Philly doesn't make it, there's got to be a lot of questions about Carson Wentz. There has to be.
Yeah.
And if Dallas doesn't make it, there's a ton of questions about Jerry. So I don't know. Fun and interesting NFC East as we close the season.
Yeah, and this game is the game I'm looking most forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, yep.
Me
too.
It sure ain't the Bears and Lions.
Are you sure? Why not? You don't want to see Jeff Driscoll and Mitch Trubisky?
It's not even Jeff Driscoll. He's out.
Oh yeah, damn.
Do you know who the Detroit Lions quarterback is?
I heard the name and it made me laugh, but I forgot. I'm sure you know.
It's David Blow.
Oh yeah, David Blow. That's right, David Blow.
And that's what he might do tomorrow.
You can be guaranteed at least one of them will be, and that'll be Trubisky. So it'll just be up to him if he adds to it. So, all right. Well, let's move on now to our DFS starters and sleepers, man. Well, actually, hold on. Before we move on to our starters and sleepers, let's take a look at all of our picks together and look at our overall record because I don't think you've seen it yet. So I'll at least let you brag about your winning at the moment. As there are our picks, and Mr. Newman does have a 3.5 game lead on me. Nice job last week, man. You went 3-1 last week. Solid.
Yeah.
I went 1-3. So
it's funny. The weeks I feel the least confident are probably some of my better weeks. I don't really quite understand how that works. But and this week here, I'm gonna be honest with you. This week I feel really good. The only game that really scares me out of my 4 picks, Drew, is that Chiefs game.
Yeah.
And so I don't see me doing any worse than 3-1. And watch, it'll be 1-3. So
yeah, I've got some reservations on the Ravens at -6. All the other games I feel pretty confident about. Hopefully I'm due with one of my swings, but we will see. So now we'll move on, man, to the DFS starters and sleepers. If you guys didn't catch last week's show, we are talking about daily fantasy now. And so every week on the show, after we give you our picks, we're going to give you, each of us are going to give you one guy you should 100% start, and then another guy that if you're looking to maybe fill out that roster with some low percentage, low cost guys, a couple sleepers to throw in there, help you win your league. So John, who you got, my man?
I'm going to go with sleeper. We talked about the game in our picks. It's in that Jaguars Buccaneers game. I don't know what his value is going to be. I'm going to assume it's going to be kind of mid-tier to low. DJ Chark from the Jags.
Solid.
I just see this game. Tampa Bay is going to put up points, and I think Jacksonville is going to have to throw the ball to keep up. And to me, he's their best deep option, best scoring option. So
he's solid too. He's one of those top wide receivers that's on like kind of the top of the mid-tier pricing, so he's not going to be priced astronomically. It's going to like handicap the rest of your lineup, but he should give you incredible value, especially in a Tampa Bay game like this. I love that pick of DJ Chark.
Yeah.
Love it.
And for starters, it's going to be a crazy pick here. And I could be wrong. It's kind of like boom or bust. This guy has
That's
not
what
been
these
playing,
are.
Yeah, he has not been playing well, so that make him a little bit cheaper and hit your salary cap. a little
Even
bit
if
less.
yeah.
It's Jared Goff against the
Wow.
Cardinals.
Wow.
Which
Okay.
is it's going out on a limb for sure.
No, I
And
like it.
I'm sure his value has come down from what
Mm-hmm.
the start of the season would have him rated as. But he's due to have a better game. If it don't happen really this week, and the Rams
Yeah. When is
honestly,
it going to happen?
yeah, and the Rams
And
have at some point have to win a game here if they're gonna have any playoff hopes. And Cards
that's
are
a
playing better.
really interesting pick, man. I did not even think about that, but I actually like that pick because one of the guys that I like for wide receivers this week is Cooper Kupp. So obviously,
Yeah,
you would stack him and Goff. I actually last time I stacked them, I almost won. Last week, Jesus, out of that 24,000 person league, I came in 16th. It was ridiculously close. But I actually like that pick. I did not even consider him. It's ridiculous how far off my radar he's gone.
yeah,
I did not even think about him, but considering the matchup and really what's nicest about him is it's probably going to be low percentage owned. So no matter
yeah,
where his price point is, he's probably not going to be stacked with owners because there's a lot of other good quarterback matchups.
yeah.
I like that pick. That's actually a really nice starter pick. And so I like both of those. So I'll move on now to mine. And my starter this week, I talked about him in one of my games for one of my picks. I love him. If you're like me and you like to stack your team around pass catching running backs that can do everything, Dalvin Cook. Start him. He's going to score, probably going to score twice, going to go over 100 yards, probably going to go over 150. I think he's going to have an absolute field day against Seattle. He's expensive. He's not Christian McCaffrey expensive, but he's right up there. So he will kind of handicap your team a little bit, but there's a lot of low-cost options at running back, and especially a sleeper I'm going to get to in a minute that could be that could make up for that money that you're going to spend rostering him. So I love Dalvin Cook this week.
I mean, he's an MVP candidate. I don't think he wins.
No,
and like you
no,
said,
no.
and Seattle's run defense not lights
Terrible.
out. So sets up well. Gives you a nice Monday night play too to kind of sneak up and move up the charts when other people may not have anybody. And so I like that pick.
All right, and my sleeper, I've actually got two of them. One of them sits right next to one of your guys, DJ Chark, and that's D.D. Westbrook. The Bucks are awful against slot receivers. They're terrible. And D.D. is a great slot receiver, and he's playing a lot better the last couple of weeks. I think he's had about 6 or 7 targets the last couple of games, which for a slot receiver, those are solid numbers. I'll take those for his price point any day of the week. But my main sleeper this week is actually a tight end. And I think he has tremendous upside. And we're talking about for ridiculously cheap. He's $3,300 on DraftKings. So, I mean, he's literally bottom of the barrel. Is Jack Doyle for the Colts. Love him. Eric Ebron's out for the year. Doyle is going to be the person they're leaning on at tight end. Brissett loves his tight ends. Doyle's talented as hell, and they're playing the Titans, which sets up a massively good matchup for him. I like him, if nothing more, than the fact that he's $3,300 and the targets alone that he's going to get are going to pay for that. If he hits pay dirt, you're looking at a low-cost option giving you double-digit points easily.
Yeah, I like that pick. Like you said, with Ebron down, he becomes really the sole tight end in that offense. You look at that game, I don't think it's going to be a vertical passing game way downfield.
Nope.
I think it's going to be chunk via the run and the tight end passing game. So, yeah, I can't argue with you there either.
No, I love Jack Doyle. I think he's the best value pick that you can have this week. But also I do like DJ Chark a lot, like you said. And I also like D.D. Westbrook. I think all the receivers in that Tampa-Jacksonville game are worth rostering, honestly. Godwin, Evans, all of them. I think I think it's going to be that way one way or the other. So those are our picks this week, guys. And this Sunday, I know, John, you will be, as you said at the beginning, at the football game.
Yeah, I will try. I will try to call in. I don't want to promise. I'm not traveling alone. I am going to be with my wife, so I gotta be good there, not ignore her, and be a good husband.
Yeah,
but
of course,
I will try to call in the show and at least maybe kind of give a report at least on the game I attended. That's the other thing. I'm probably not going to be able to watch many of the games like I normally would be at home because I'll be traveling and get to the stadium early.
Of course.
So I'll make a concerted effort to phone in and show people how it's done. Maybe take my lead and
there you
call
go.
in. And,
you guys, since John said he's going to be at the game this week, so you guys feel free, more than welcome. Every time I throw this little comment out there, boom, 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 click it, call in, especially Sunday, since I will be flying mostly solo. I might have a couple of surprises in store for you guys. We will see about that. We're working on some stuff maybe. But John, have a blast at the game and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Yeah.
And
same back at you, Drew. And I'll have a better blast if the Steelers can pull one out.
There you go. Well, from all of us here at Roughing the Passer, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.